AITA for wanting to cancel the vacation since my girlfriend invited someone else along. I wanted to have a beautiful getaway with my girlfriend, just me and her. So I've been putting in extra shifts to cover the costs and make it special. Now she wants to invite her coworker to join us, but I feel discomfort and refuse. But she keeps accusing me of being selfish and guilt-tripping me about my past outings with friends. Me, 27M, and my girlfriend, 26F, have been planning this trip in our minds for a while. It was supposed to be a getaway, just me and her, to chill and spend some quality time with each other. Both of us have really been overloaded at work, and this was our chance to take a step back from all that and actually spend time with each other outside of the times when we were exhausted. I've tried to make this as perfect a vacation for her as possible, even picking up extra shifts to cover the costs. All was great until a few days ago when she casually mentioned she was bringing some friend from work, 25F, along. Well, sort of a shock to me since we never talked about bringing anyone along since I was thinking it would just be us. Her friend is really nice, but we don't have that much in common, and I can tell it definitely would change the tone of the vacation. She told me that she knew her friend was having a tough time with the family too, and she just needed a break. I can understand that. Of course, I'd like to accommodate her as much as possible, but to me, it's really weird that she didn't tell me before just inviting her friend, as it'd mean we'd have to change some of our plans. I let her know that, then she got a little in my face about it. So finally, I just said, I think we should cancel our trip because honestly, it's just not what we had planned. It'd feel weird for me to spend what was supposed to be sort of a romantic getaway with a third wheel. She thinks I'm being selfish and that it's no big deal for her friend to join us. She also pulled that guilt trip of how I've gone out with my friends without checking up on her, but that's entirely different because, well, I wasn't on a supposedly with her trip, right? I told her that by canceling the trip, we could stay behind and help her friend out with her family. I am trying to accommodate her in her wants and needs, but all she says is that I am trying to get out of a conversation one, which I never knew we needed. I don't want to be an asshole, but again, none of mine are being taken into account either. So, AITA for wanting to cancel this vacation because she invited this person without asking me first. Relevant comments. Commenter. It would be weirder when you realize you'd be the third wheel during the trip. NTA. Commenter. NTA. She ruined the vacation before it even started. It sounds like she didn't really want it in the first place, at least as constituted. What conversation does she want to have with you exactly? What possible explanation can she have for one, not asking you first before inviting a guest? 2, not wanting to devote some much needed couple time to your relationship? And 3, being so casually dismissive of you and your feelings and desires every step of the way. Story 2. My GF cheated on me and all my friends knew. I met my girlfriend through my best mate. Let's call him Dave. He introduced me to his friend group and I became part of it. My now ex-girlfriend, let's call her Emma, was also part of this group. There were 8 people in the group all together. We were friends for a while. I liked her and I found out she liked me, asked her out. She said yes, and eventually we made it official. We were together for about 2, nearly 3 years, and I was honestly the happiest I've ever been. I thought we were perfect. We never argued, and overall the relationship was great. Well, I thought it was. I was so happy, and in my mind, she was the one. I'd be thinking about it for a while, but I decided I was going to propose on our 3-year anniversary. I told Dave, and he was really happy for me. I wanted to arrange something romantic, like on the beach, or something you see on YouTube of these perfect proposals. I wanted it to be something we remembered forever. I wanted all of my friends' help to arrange everything, so I arranged to see them all, excluding my GF, and I told them I was planning to propose. I was expecting the excitement and happiness that Dave showed when I told him, but they all kind of looked at each other silently. I knew they were hiding something, it was obvious, so I asked what it was, and they all said it was nothing, and then tried to pretend they were happy for me. But I asked them again, and one of the girls in the group just shouting out that Emma had been actively sleeping with a guy in the group. Let's call him Mike. Since we started dating. They were all giggling between each other like it was some sort of joke, which I thought it was to start with. Some really stupid, unfunny joke. I kind of laughed it off, but when I looked at Mike, he just said, "I'm sorry." And I could tell he wasn't joking. After a minute, it dawned on me that it was real and not a joke. I stormed out. If I stayed in there any longer, I would have caused a scene. Dave followed me out and told me he had no clue, and I genuinely believe him. I still believe him now. He seemed just as surprised as I was. He let me hide out at his place for a while, just so I could process everything and keep away from everyone. When Emma found out I knew, she started blowing up my phone. She even turned up at the house, and Dave said he hadn't seen me and sent her away. Dave told me he was going to see them all again and see what actually happened, so he did. And he told me that Emma started sleeping with Mike 3 months into our relationship, and it was something that happened quite often, multiple times a month, the whole time we were together. And she told all her girlfriends in the group, and eventually everyone knew except me and Dave. And no one told me. No one cared that she was cheating on me for 2 years. The only they told me is because I was going to propose to Emma. If I didn't plan that, I still wouldn't know. I thought these people were my friends. I was so close to them. They were basically family. I spent most of my time outside of work with them. Anyway, her and Mike are together now, and they're all still friends. I still see their social media stories of them all hanging out, and they even tag me in them sometimes, probably just to rub it in my face. I should probably block them all, but I don't want them to know they're pissing me off. I'm obviously no longer friends with them, and Dave also cut them all off because of what they did. So I lost who I thought was going to be my wife, but I gained a friend for life, I guess. It sucks. It's been months since this happened, and it still hurts. I still want to cry so bad, but I've got to keep the no-cry streak going, LOL. When will I actually get over this? Anyone able to speak from experience? Sorry if it's hard to read or seems unbelievable. It honestly sounds like one of them sad movie plots. Comments. Shout out Dave. OP. I fucking love the guy. He was friends with the others for years before we became friends, and when they did what they did, he told them all to fuck off and cut them off. Commenter. Honestly, you gained a friendship worth keeping the rest of your life, and it only costed you a crappy partner and a bunch of fake friends. Why would you ever want people like that in your life? If they were willing to be okay with that, I bet a real reflection on your relationship with all of them, you'll realize they were never really friends. You just didn't notice. IDK. How old you are. This sounds like such a 20s situation, but one thing I've learned now in my 30s is I'm happiness surrounding myself with people that have the values and morals that I have. Your circle will be small, but it'll be a circle worth being in. You're going to come out of this situation better and stronger than you were before this. Story 3, new update. AITA for refusing to walk my daughter down the aisle because of what she did to her mom. So this has been an ongoing issue in my family for a while, but now that the wedding is coming up, everything has come to a head. I, 50M, have a daughter, Emma, 26F, who I've always had a very close relationship with. I've been married to my wife, Emma's mom, Laura, 49F, for 30 years now. We're a solid family, or at least I thought we were. Here's the backstory. A couple of years ago, Emma met her now fiancé, Tom, 28M. Things moved fast between them, and she was head over heels for him. We were happy for her at first, but something changed about a year into their relationship. Emma became distant from us, especially her mom. Laura and Emma used to be really close, but all of a sudden, Emma started snapping at her for little things, avoiding family dinners, and not sharing anything about her life. Then we found out why. About a year and a half ago, I overheard Emma and Tom having a conversation when they didn't know I was around. She was saying horrible things about her mom, stuff that really broke my heart. Emma was telling Tom that she couldn't stand how overbearing her mom was, that Laura always tried to control her, and that she felt like Laura was jealous of her life and success. She even said she resents her mom for putting so much pressure on her when she was younger. I was floored. Laura has always supported Emma in everything she did, from helping her through college to emotionally supporting her during rough patches. I never saw any of this coming, but instead of addressing it right then, I wanted to wait and talk to Emma calmly later. When I finally brought it up with her, she completely shut down and got defensive. She claimed I was taking her mom's side and that I didn't understand what it was like to grow up with someone who was always in your business. She said some really hurtful things and ended up storming out. After that, she basically cut off her mom entirely, except for the absolute bare minimum communication for holidays or family events. Laura's heartbroken. I'm angry. It's been a mess. Fast forward to now, Emma's getting married. She called me last week to ask if I would walk her down the aisle. But here's the thing. I don't feel right doing it when she's treating her mother like this. Laura's not even invited to the wedding. Emma said it would make things too uncomfortable if her mom were there. I told Emma that I can't walk her down the aisle if she's excluding her mom, who's done nothing but love and support her all her life. I said that until she makes things right with her mom, I won't be part of the wedding. Emma was furious. She accused me of choosing mom over her, said I was ruining her big day, and claimed I was punishing her for being honest about her feelings. She's now threatening to go no contact with both of us, and I'm torn up inside. I love my daughter, but I can't stand by and watch her treat her mother like this. AITA for refusing to walk her down the aisle. Update. I didn't expect my post to get this much attention, and honestly, I'm still trying to process everything. Things have changed a bit since I first posted, and unfortunately, it's not for the better. I tried reaching out to Emma again, hoping we could work things out, but what I found out has only made the situation worse. Here's what's happened. I sat down with Emma to try and calmly explain how much this situation has been hurting her mom and me, but she wasn't open to it. Instead, she told me she's asked Tom's mom to take on some of the important roles at the wedding that would normally be Laura's, like helping her get ready on the morning of the wedding and giving a speech at the reception. When I asked Emma why she didn't want her mother there at all, she laid out a few specific reasons that, frankly, felt more like excuses. First, she said Laura has a tendency to make everything about herself, and she was worried Laura would cause a scene or try to take the spotlight. Emma brought up how, at her engagement party, Laura made several comments to the guests about how hard it is to let go of your little girl, and kept trying to give a toast, even though Emma and Tom had planned for only the best man and maid of honor to speak. Emma said she felt embarrassed, and that it was one of the reasons she felt Laura would try to control things on the wedding day. Emma also claimed Laura has a habit of undermining her decisions. For example, when Emma first started dating Tom, Laura expressed concerns that things were moving too fast, and Emma felt Laura was trying to influence her choice in partners. This is a sensitive topic for Emma because she feels Laura has never fully approved of Tom, and that tension would ruin the day. Hearing all this was hard. Laura may not be perfect, but the idea that she would intentionally make Emma's wedding about herself or try to sabotage the day is just unfair. She's only ever wanted to be there for her daughter, and I know Laura's been nothing but supportive, even when she's had concerns about Tom. When Emma told me that Tom's mom, Sandra, would be filling these roles instead, my heart broke. Laura has dreamed of helping Emma on her wedding day since she was a little girl. Being uninvited was already devastating, but hearing that Tom's mom is taking her place in these intimate moments feels like a complete betrayal. It's not just that Laura's being excluded, it's that someone else is being given the role she should have had. I tried telling Emma that this would only hurt her relationship with her mom further, but she doubled down, saying she needed people around her who supported her decisions and didn't make her feel guilty. She's convinced that Tom's mom understands her better and is more in tune with who she is now. It was a gut punch to hear that, especially knowing how much Laura has always supported her. As for walking her down the aisle, no, I haven't changed my mind. I can't be part of this wedding when Laura is being disrespected like this. It feels wrong to stand by Emma's side while she's doing this to her mother, who has only ever tried to be there for her. I'm not sure where our family goes from here. Emma is now saying she might cut contact with us if we don't respect her boundaries, and honestly, I'm heartbroken. I don't want to lose my daughter, but I also can't stand by and let her continue to treat her mom this way. Thanks again for all the support. I'm still trying to make sense of everything, and I guess only time will tell how this plays out. Relevant comments. Commenter, so either OP's wife is overbearing and he's downplaying that, or the future husband is slowly alienating the family. I might pass on the wedding bit. Let daughter know that you are always there for her, without judgment, if she needs you. Commenter, I mean, now a mother ain't even allowed to be sentimental and emotional about her daughter's wedding to her own relatives. Like, am I tripping? Or is this seriously considered abusive in Western countries? Answer me. Like, this is crazy. She's considered overbearing for trying to toast her own freaking daughter. Oh, if that is the case, then they do really need to go and see. Commenter, there is a serious disconnect between your daughter's version of things and you and your wife's. I can't say who's to blame, but something absolutely went wrong in your household. Whether your daughter took her mother's concern to the extreme, or you think your wife's qualities are endearing while no one else does, who the heck knows? But you're in a losing position either which way. Have you ever suggested family counseling? Commenter, abusive parents tend to never remember the trauma they caused their kids. It's a very common thing with narcissists' abusive parents. Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you liked our videos, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful